Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Meadsy69 and welcome back to some replays. First up, we have the WZ110 and it's driven by LT Hawk. Now, he's not running the 122mm, he's running the 100mm. So it means he has the DPM, bit more DPM, but it does a bit less damage. But it doesn't matter if it does less damage, Hawk is going to do some big damage this game. It's a tank I rarely see in replays. To be fair, I don't really get sent a lot of these, if at all. To be honest, it's only really a tank that people plays to when they grind, and after they've had the little grind, it's not really a tank people go back to. So it's still nice to receive some replays, especially of tanks that really no one played. So it's honking out, and he decided to push left, and then he decided to push, I'm going to push the middle. His team are pretty much all over the place. There was some in the middle, some to the left, and some to the right. So he's going to head towards the middle, and he does get a nice bounce, although he's kind of got himself stuck for the minute. Not really a good place to get stuck, but he doesn't need to use his repair kit, which I like that. He waited, he was on a reload anyway, so there was no reason to use any of his repair kits. Now he's playing it very, very aggressive. Just look how aggressive he is playing it, and I think he decides, I need to go back, but he wants to kill. He wants to take the guns out. Now you can see the penetration is not the greatest on this gun. He wanted to go for the defender. There was one of his teammates behind the defender as well, and if they both managed to shoot him, he would be gone. So he is going to head towards and get that defender, even though he is exposing himself to a few other tanks. T49, yeah, see you later. Don't know what he was doing. I think he just shot actually one of his teammates, and he was just heading that way to try and get out of there. But sadly, he doesn't do that, and Hawk gets his second kill. Now, it's 5 tanks left alive, and we know where 2 of them are here. I think there's one that is behind, and we know that there is at least one capping. So we basically know where nearly all the enemy tanks are. We're probably missing one of the TDs, probably camping. There we are, there's one TD in the cap in the base. So he really needs to take care of this guy and head towards that base before, 70 seconds, it's 4 against 4. He has to head towards that base. Now, luckily, it's a T30 in the base. It's not a tank you really want to be coming up against when he is capping, but he does that, and he is going to almost reset the camo, but the T30 misses, and now there is a 2-on-1 here. So that's good, even though there is a 2-on-1 here, but that means there is one other tank elsewhere, and he's going to be against 3, so he's going to start bleeding his hit points. That nice fire there on the T30 brings him down low enough. The E75 is doing a great job in that corner, and these 2 tanks alone managed to take care of this T30. The T30 didn't really do that much damage either, considering there was 2 tanks to choose from. He didn't really do anything. So and as we've just seen, the WZ, the Waffle, is AFK, so great news. He is capping, and he's trying to get the shot on the IS-5. I don't think he wants to cap. I think he was just trying to get that shot, and I think he is, well, I know he is going to start moving. He's just telling the KV4, hold the base, dude. I'm going to go and find these tanks, which is perfect, because if he can find the Waffle AFK, that potentially could be a lot of damage to him. So let's just hope he is AFK, which if he is, it kind of ruins it. It's a 3-on-2. It's a 3-on-2. It would have been neck and neck, and maybe they probably wouldn't have won this game. Luckily, the Waffle is not too far away, and he's even got his gun up in the air. So I doubt he gave up because of ping. I doubt he gave up because of ping. It's not often a tank is looking up in the air if it's your ping. It might be. I'm not saying it's not, but I'm guessing he kind of just, fuck this. My team is all over the place. They're not going right. I wanted my team to go right. They went left, and he decided to quit. That's what I'm assuming. It might not be. It might be completely because of his ping. So the KV4 is still capping, and now Hawk is telling him to get off the base. It's like, come on, dude. We've got this. We've got this. It's only one tank left alive. However, the KV4 is just like, no, what's the point? I'm not going to get there in time. If I'm going to get there, I could die. I'm just going to cap. I'm just going to cap. Why not? And he's going to get actually really annoyed. Like, dude, let me have this damage. I want this damage. Come on, get off the base. And fair play to that KV4. He actually did get off the base. He didn't have to. I mean, he's not going to get to the IS-5 in time to do some damage. And even that, like, it was a very risky because the IS-5 could actually take out this guy before the KV-4 can get there. And the KV-4 hasn't got the greatest depend. So, fair play to the KV-4 in actually coming off base, but it was a little bit risky. And he didn't even say thank you to the KV-4. But nevertheless, still a great game. Yes, there was an AFK, but 5,800 damage in a tank we rarely see. 1,629 base XP. So well done. I don't think that would have been a win if it wasn't for that AFK. Next up, we have Suck My Gun. Suck My Gun from the JFU clan, and he is driving the T49 on Mayan Ruins. So this is an encounter game. It's kind of a nice matchup. I mean, for his team, there's a medium and a light tank versus one light tank. So the chances are the enemy team have gone left. So he's not going to take any chances. For me, I would just assume that they're all going left and just rush around as quick as I can to the enemy spawn and try and get them from behind. But he's not going to do that. He's not going to do that. He's going to head towards the middle. And that's kind of lucky he did because the T28 Defender and the German Bulldog are both here. So if this was me, I would have got probably absolutely wrecked. However, there is still quite a few of his teammates around him in the medium tank. And he does set that T28 on fire. So a lovely start from him, from Suck My Gun. Lovely start, not 734 damage, and he is going to get another shot in on that T28 Defender. As soon as he turns, he is going to get a nice, bit of a low roll, but it was, it was heat. I don't know why it done so low, but that's what you got to get on. It's the T49 is all about RNG. But there goes the T28 Defender, which now leaves this German Bulldog on his own. He has no armor. He has absolutely no armor. And in that tank, a Borzik, a T34-3, and a T49, it's going to take one shot from each of these people. Lovely drift there, lovely drift and low roll. Unfortunate, but he's going to head towards a different tank. I mean, he knows that he's not probably going to reload in time to get another shot off. So he was going to head towards a different tank. But the German Bulldog takes out the RHM, which luckily he did actually stay because there goes the T34-3 as well. So good choice to stay. Instead of going for that T28 prot. So it's now 4 against 5. 4 against 5. He's not going to poke out just yet. He is on a reload, so there is really no point for him to poke out until he has reloaded. Now, he's just going to wait a little bit to see if he can get this shot off on the prot. And luckily for him, I think the prot starts dropping down, which if he can drop down, he can then get behind and use that nice HE shot. But he decides to come around and he's going to try and deal with tanks that are dealing with his team instead. And this may have been the wrong decision. May have been. It might not. Nice bounce there, 310. And he goes for the heat shot against the Chieftain. So he's going to turn around because there's 3 tanks there. When you're in a T49, it's not good for 3 or 4 tanks to be all around, but he's still going to stay. He's going to stay and he's going to help his IS-3. So fantastic teamwork from him. Unfortunately, doesn't manage to keep the IS-3 alive, and I think he's just found out that the Chieftain is AFK. So of course, instead of going for tanks that are all around him, he is going to go and try and get shots on the Chieftain. He is going to get behind, so he is going to get a nice HE shot to put him down to a 1-shot. But while he was doing that, his team are dying. So it's now 2 against 4, technically 2 against 3. So he's going to clear this Chieftain. And clearing AFKs, I mean, I don't mind that. People will complain that, oh my God, he's clearing the AFK. This Chieftain could come back alive, and if he would have come back alive, it would have been a 1 versus 4. But how we are now, it is going to be a 1 versus 3. He's already on 4,000 damage. The T32 there is full hit points. He is going to get a nice heat shot into him, but he does get stuck on this hill, and it means he does get shot in return. And here comes the T28 prot. Now, if he can get behind him, or even to the side of him, he could potentially one-shot him, especially if he can set him on fire. He's still reloading, and finally he does reload, and he does set him on fire. Again, nice RNG here, and now he just needs to try rocking backwards and forwards, but it doesn't matter. The ISU can hit him with 885. But now he is going to reload before the ISU, and he's going to take him out for his 5th kill. 1 against 1. He's bringing it down to a 1 against 1, but the other tank is the T-32, and he's very, very healthy. And it's a tough tank, the T-32. It's got really good armor. He needs to really get behind. If he can get behind, then he can get that HE shot. But he needs to be very, very careful because he's only on a 1 shot himself. It might only take the T-32 a HE roll to clear him. There's still 2 minutes on the clock, so there's still plenty of time. And he's literally going across the map to see if he can outspot this guy. He's seeing if he can sort of get behind him, and most importantly, where the hell he is. So 5,600 damage so far. I do apologise if you hear a car in the background. I'm such a rude people. I'm trying to make a video, and the car next to me decides to start moving. So I do apologise if you do hear any car noises in the background. So he does manage to find the T-32, but just look at the angle. I mean, he was angled ever so slightly, which meant he couldn't really risk using that HE. But he does still get a nice heat shot into him, and now hopefully it should only take a HE shot to clear this guy, but he needs to be careful, and he wasn't looking, and he gets away with that. 6,630 damage. Top Gun high caliber, he gets the pulls, and of course he gets the Kolobonov as well. And again, it is another match ruined by an AFK, because 100% he would not have won that if the chieftain didn't go AFK. Now, last up, we have Alpha, we're going to call him. We recently see him, BPS clan, as you know, one of my favourite clans in the game. We are in partnership, they do sponsor, and I talk to them quite regularly, and group of great guys. Alpha, he sent me a replay a few days ago of the E4 doing over 8,000 damage. Now, this time, he is in the FV215B, and he has already been spotted. Like, the light tanks now in tier 10. There's more light tanks coming in tier 10 with the British line. I mean, it's nice to see more variety in tier 10 with the light tanks. But at the moment, I just think with the Sheridan the way it is, I mean, I've always said that the Sheridan is broke. I don't mind the Sheridan. It's just something different. It is fun. But when you're not playing the Sheridan, it is just stupid. I've been trying ratings tonight and for a few days now, and I'm not having fun. I've dropped down to tier 8 ratings because there's just so many Sheridans and so many T92 E1 in, and it's just ruining ratings. Like completely, I can't play it. It's just stupid. You join a game and there's 2 Sheridans and a T92 on one team with an Object 140 and a T62 on the same team, and only 1 heavy, and you just get absolutely rushed with missiles flying everywhere by good players. I mean, I'm up to 4,500 ratings, so I'm starting seeing the people with sort of 5k ratings, and these are all good players in these tanks, and it's just ruining it. And we are going to see more light tanks. Luckily, they don't have the big guns and the missiles, but it's going to be in... I don't know how it's going to pan out, but we'll talk about that at a different time, because Alpha is going to have a brilliant game. And again, we're going to find an AFK. We're going to find an AFK, but luckily it is the Death Star. It's one of the tanks on the enemy team that you would love. And luckily, he gets a lovely ammo rack, so he doesn't have to spend too long on one tank. Now, I would have done exactly the same as he has done and all the other people in these replays. And I'm actually going to rename this freaking video because I wasn't even aware. When I put these 3 videos together, I've got a folder with just a load of replays. I literally randomly picked these 3 tanks, and as it happens, all 3 has freaking AFKs in. So I think I'm going to rename this video, instead of random replays, it's something to do with AFK, I don't know, but this game especially, luckily he gets that nice ammo rack, he gets the RNG, and he literally took him 7 seconds to clear that Death Star, so he didn't take too long clearing one tank. So it's now 2 against 3. He's on 4,800 damage. Sorry. with only 2 of his tanks left alive. But there is 3 on the enemy team. Now, what he's doing now, he's getting in a good position. I mean, the FE215B, it's got a fantastic turret. So if he can get in a position where he's only showing his turret, it's going to be absolutely fantastic. I mean, if there is going to be a missile tank that comes rushing in, of course, the missile tank can just shoot a missile and get the missile down anyway. So luckily, that was a nice track shot. It just spared him a bit of time, and he's going to reload, but he's going to ignore the guy. He's going to ignore the guy, and he's going to clear the IS-7. Fantastic move. Now, he just needs 2 shells here to hit this guy. He does take a nasty shot from the Object 704. And is he going to be able to clear this guy? He just cleared that guy for his 4th kill. Now just leaving him in this Object 704. He is a one-shot, so he needs to be very, very careful. And you can see he's trying to get as low down as he possibly can. And the worst mistake ever from the Object 704. He decides to start ramming. There was no need to even rush. He could have even shot him from afar with HE. But nevertheless, great game. 7,400 damage. So thank you guys for sending me those replays in. There'll be more replays in the morning. There'll be quite a few replays coming up as I'm going to take a week break. So I'm just trying to get as many as I can out. I'm Meadsy69 and I'll catch you soon.